Welcome back, everyone, to Next Stop NY. My name is Andrew Hefner. And listen, the Yankees are now 3.5 games clear in first place of the Tampa Bay Rays after they got swept by the Dodgers in the AL East. And that gives me a lot of hope, especially when you're considering the fact that Aaron Judge is out with his injury. You have plenty of pitching staff who has been a big part of our pitching staff over the past couple of years out with injury. And really, you're starting to see some of these baby bombers take effect as well. Spencer Jones is coming up. He hit his first home run at home the other day, and now is on 2 on the year after he got called back up again. You've got a guy like Ali Sanchez, who the Yankees are now able to insert into this lineup. But I'm not too incredibly comfortable yet, especially with where this lineup is still constantly evolving every day. There's a very streaky aspect of this team still there. So I wanted to take a look at what are the injury updates for the Yankees as of right now, and maybe when we're going to get to see some of these stars back. So starting with Clark Schmidt, he had Tommy John surgery last year. February 12th was the day that he officially got put on the IL as the season started on the 60-day IL. And apparently he has been throwing a little bit, which is really a good first step in that direction. And he, as Aaron Boone said, he's a couple weeks out from facing hitters that could see him back in a position where he could be a starting pitcher again for the Yankees by August. However, with where this rotation is at right now, you even had Luis Heel sent down at one point, who was, again, former Rookie of the Year winner, someone who's always been in this lineup over the past couple of seasons. He got sent down not because of injury, but we'll get to that in a little bit, but he got completely sent down and moved out of this lineup already, with guys like Ryan Weathers really stepping it up this year already, and Cam Schlittler, of course, moving into potentially a new ace role, really. And speaking of aces again, Max Fried, he had that elbow issue, which was kind of not really explained well at first, but that started on May 16th. He's missed a couple of starts since then, and that was a 15-day IL. So we're seeing him potentially coming back July, where he's starting to throw already, assuming no setbacks. It's not a major elbow issue, which seems good, and Boone says that he's been pretty optimistic with how Fried has been starting to move along now with this elbow issue. Again, he's obviously going to be someone that you're going to throw right back into lineup, which will make it into the rotation, which will make it harder for Schmidt then to get back in there. I haven't really seen a huge problem with the pitching rotation while he's been out. I think having Garrett Cole kind of getting back into the groove around that same time as when Fried hit the IL has been a really, really, really big help for the rotation as a whole, because Cole has been the ace that Fried was last year when Cole was down and out from his Tommy John surgery recovery. This is a brand new one. He's not officially on the IL, but George Lombard Jr., the Yankees' #1 prospect, got a bit knocked up on his left hand. I think he sprained a couple of fingers, 2 or 3, and luckily test came back negative for a broken or fracture. So he's still remaining day to day, but he just got, you can see they say his glove got knocked off on a play at second. So that's obviously a bit concerning, but I think that he will bounce back pretty well. He's been incredible as of late, batting around 300 over his past 15 games or so at AAA, and since his call-up, he's been doing great as well, and really all year. So definitely would be big to have him back soon, because he's always a guy where if you potentially see something moving around Anthony Volpe coming soon, George Lombard Jr. is the next guy up. Next up is Stanton. He was really the first big injury this season, all the way going back to April 28th. He had that right calf strain, and they said that he had taken his time off and he was progressing well up until he had a setback when he was starting to run again. And Boone said that he really re-injured it, which is quite unfortunate, especially when you need that right-handed back in the lineup soon. Luckily, though, Paul Goldschmidt's been able to kind of slide himself into that position lately, which has really helped out things. But, of course, it's always good to have a healthy Giancarlo Stanton in the lineup, so I would not be completely mad if you kind of let him ride out this injury for a little longer to make sure that he is fully back healthy as ever sometime in mid-July. Austin Wells. So J.C. Escarra had gotten sent down for Ali Sanchez to come up, and pretty much the next morning, Austin Wells went to the IL with cervical headaches. He said that this is something that had been affecting him for a little bit, and that he decided now is the time to head to the IL with that. That was just a 10-day IL starting June 6th, and since then, Ali Sanchez has really made a big step up at catcher for the Yankees since his call-up. He's been pretty incredible. Multiple RBIs over the past couple of days. He's been getting hits, especially extra base hits, where Austin Wells had really been struggling pretty much all throughout the season. Wells started a minor league rehab assignment in AAA, and I believe he had 2 home runs today for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. So maybe this little IL stint really has helped him if he is already kind of getting back into the groove that we've seen of him, especially offensively in the last couple of seasons at the AAA level. So we'll see how long that rehab happens. And also, I would think it would be J.C. Escara getting sent back down when Wells returns, just because Ali Sanchez has really slid into that day-to-day catching role really, really well. Trent Grisham, this was one of the more recent ones. He was in the best hitting stretch of his career, batting .360 in the month of June. Pretty incredible. And unfortunately, when he was running the bases at that away series in Toronto, he had a bit of trouble. He was doing really well that series. He had a home run as well, and it's really unfortunate to see him go down at this point in time. Luckily, that was right in line with Jason Dominguez coming back up, and he was able to slide himself into the lineup and has been great so far since his return. Grisham, I think this is going to be a fairly quick type of thing. It's definitely less severe, just from what we've heard so far, than Stanton's injury from April. So we're thinking maybe in July we could have him back, but then that causes a lot of problems with them. What do you do with Dominguez? How are you going to restructure this? Because Dominguez has been incredible this season. Aaron Judge, the captain, he had that stress fracture. A lot of people were worried that it may be a lot more after he complained of some soreness in that rib area, and upon further review, they found that it was a stress fracture. So that goes back to June 2nd. Just a 10-day IL, but they said about 4 to 6 weeks, so we're already about 2 weeks into that. And so hopefully he's going to have to do a rehab from this. He's going to have to do quite a little bit of work to get back to where he was. So that seems like that's going to be an August date, which potentially opens up another roster spot with September call-ups and when the rosters expand. So, of course, Judge will be back as soon as he could possibly be back when he is healthy. And lastly, Luis Gil, like I said, he had gotten sent down to AAA and then headed to the IL while with AAA with right shoulder inflammation going back to May 8th. So this is just something to monitor. He wasn't in the rotation anyway, and especially when you have guys like Clark Schmidt and Max Fried already on their way back. I don't know if when he does return, he would necessarily even be an option to return to the major league rotation, but that is something to keep an eye on as well, just as he continues to progress and make his way back to the AAA level. So that's pretty much going to do it for this episode of Next Stop New York. Those are all of your injury updates, and hopefully soon we'll have some more on each of those, especially as we hope Judge continues to do well in his recovery, as well as Giancarlo Stanton, who I think will be the biggest help to this team when he returns, although they have been rolling as of late. Having a good series against the White Sox, so haven't been too concerned, but it's good to look to the future. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to Next Stop New York. My name is Andrew. Please like and subscribe down below for more Yankees news, and we will see you next time.